Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my update for the Max Block Bleed Gladiator Spectral Shield Throw build. It's a bit of a mouthful to say, isn't it? So, right now I'm sitting at 1.85 million bleed DPS. I have done pretty much all the content except for the feared, which I might struggle with. I'm going to try it out later, hopefully. But for now, I am pretty happy with the build. It is coming along smoothly. I didn't expect to get this much DPS with this much survivability, because usually Spectral Shield Throw isn't so good for scaling, but since I last played this build, they've added a shitload of different mods that can actually really scale the damage a lot better than it used to be able to. So I'm going to go over the gear now, and I'm starting with the shield, and the shield is obviously the most important thing for Spectral Shield Throw, because the armor scales with the fizz damage. 3 to 4 added fizz per 15 armor and evasion. So I'm sitting on this shield that I made myself. It is a eye level 86 Colossal Tower Shield with shaped base. And it currently has a tier 1 armor, tier 1 increased armor, and tier 2 hybrid armor, with some alright suffixes and crafted quality for even more armor. And the way I made this was I threw dense fossils on top of it until I hit a decent roll, and I just happened to get lucky and hit the double tier 1 defense with a hybrid defense. So after I got that, I just jumped into Harvest and started using the craft keeping prefixes until I hit a result I was happy with. The mod isn't super common to find in Harvest, so once I got this, I was kind of content. I was looking for the recover life when you block, because that is insane for this build. But, you know, again, it would take me forever to find it without actually trading crafts. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just go with that for now, and it served me pretty well. 2.8k armor is quite a lot, and if I was to try and buy one of these, let's take all this off. Yeah, still are about 2.3, upwards of 11x, and that's with 2,500 armor. So that's not too bad. Obviously, this one has resistances, so it's a bit better than the other ones will probably be, but you never know. So moving on from that, my boots are these Blessed Boots based still. I have got them with the Hunter influence for the bleeding you inflict deals damage faster. Now, I do want to upgrade these. Bloody hell. I do want to upgrade these because my my build's not using the line eyes, so I don't have PS, which makes mapping a little bit slower. It's still very quick. It's just a quality of life type of thing. So ideally, I would like these with tier 1 bleeding, deals damage faster, but also with projectiles pierce 2 additional targets for faster clear speed. But those are very hard to come by, and yeah, I don't think there is actually any of them on the market right now, and they're also very hard to craft. A way to craft them would be to get the base and roll attack modifiers in Harvest, because the bleeding is an attack modifier, and then just pray you hit something decent, really, since you can't really remove add anymore or anything like that. So yeah, moving on to the belt. Tier 1 life, tier 1 increased life hunter belt with a bit of resistance, always good. Paid about 8x for this. This is the only piece of gear I didn't make myself. Yeah, I just really wanted an upgrade with more life. The Search Nigel is still the same as the last time. I haven't updated it because, well, to be honest, I've totally forgotten about it. But yeah, just in max life, added fizz. The cold doesn't matter because we're not using a wand. We don't do melee damage anyway. So yeah, these are my newest upgrade. I made these myself as well. So I have elevated physical damage over time multiplier on this. Maven orbs are very cheap, but after my one of my Maven kills, I got a Maven's orb, so I thought I would try it. And luckily, I hit the fizz damage over time multi, and it is a pretty big increase. Tier 1 fizz damage over time multi on gloves will only give you 16%, and this goes all the way up to 23. I do need to divine orb it, but actually, I might actually have a divine orb in here. Yeah, let's just do this real quick, actually. Let's see if we can hit it. Reroll the values, lucky mods. 21, reroll the values, lucky mods. 23, and there you go, perfect. So, I probably need to blessed orbit, right? Yep, need to blessed orbit again, but I'll do that later. So yeah, as you can see, that is a really big upgrade. And then for a quality of life thing, I've got Killing Strike on there with the Warlord, because, well, Killing Strike is beautiful, let's face it. Okay, so... Yeah, my voice keeps going messed up. So, rings, I'm still sitting with this Pepeg ring. It's actually not terrible. It's Bibal. It's got 51 dex on it for me, which I really need for my dash and my blood rage. Just a bit of resistance and well, I say tier 1, it's actually an essence crafted with contempt, physical damage. So yeah, that's good. I can obviously upgrade that, and it probably will be on my my next upgrade. Other ring, aspect of the spider on this ring with vulnerability, max life, and crafted added fizz. That is a beautiful ring, to be honest. I made that myself using the caster water crafting options. So yeah, just get lucky again. Turquoise amulet with growth and decay anointment, fizz damage over time multiplier with added fizz. This could be better. It's got one resistance on it. Yeah, I got this really early and I just thought I'll just stick with it. I'll probably upgrade this again, but to what, I'm not quite sure yet. Because, you know, getting fizz like that and also getting the fizz damage over time multi would be very hard if I was to double influence it. But you never know, I might get lucky. So I'll try something with that, probably Warlord related. Helmet's ridiculous. I made this by spamming Jagged Fossils. For the nearby enemies take 9% increased fizz damage. And then I happened to roll the one cold resistance, so I crafted on Fire and Chaos. And then I started re-rolling keeping suffixes until I was happy with the result. Tier 2 life is decent, and also a little bit of armor. It's not bad with stun and block recovery. And the enchant is Reap deals 40% increased damage, which is obviously useless, but that's quite a good enchant, especially for this Helm, since Reap does fizz damage. So ideally, you would want the Spectral Shield Throw projectiles +5, shards +5, sorry. But I'm not sure if I want to roll over that, because I'm pretty sure this helmet is worth quite a lot. I'm not sure if there'll actually be any like this on the market. Let's have a look. Let's take the resistances off. Yeah, so there's none. I'm going to assume that's worth quite... Oh, wait, actually. That had one white socket selected in it. That might block something from showing up. Nope. Okay, still none. So yeah, that is quite a decent helmet. So for my chest, double influenced Warlord and Redeemers with socketed attacks minus mana cost and nearby enemies are blinded. This is okay. I'm going to remove this chance to block, and I am going to try and get Ashling tier 4 and then put one of her modifiers on it and hope for the best, to be honest. And if it's not what I really want, I might re-roll this. And the way I re-roll this is by using attack and harvest, re-roll attack modifiers, because this is the only attack modifier you can roll, which is the minus mana cost. And then I can hope that I get nearby enemies are blinded with something else again. I've done it a few times already, and this was the best result that I've got so far. Out of about 10 times I've hit that combination, this is probably the best result. So I've just stuck with it for now, and I used Varici to get the white sockets because we need a lot of off colours for this. Varici level 4 in research will give you 1 to 6 white sockets if you're lucky. I hit 4. And I also kept my 2 green ones, which is pretty perfect. So I'm happy with that for now. Weapon. So again, Hunter and Warlord influence over here. Same as the gloves. And it's got increased fizz damage over time, which does apply because it is a global modifier and not a local. These are new. The last time I played this build, these weren't in the game, so it was a really nice surprise when I was checking out item mods and I saw these. So yeah, 90% increased fizz damage over time, which is huge. And then I awakened it for the bleeding you inflict deals damage faster, and you don't have to do this, and I just did it because I had a base with it on, and I thought, yeah, go on then. So basically, if you do this and you do not hit, if you hit full prefixes, you are pretty fucked because you can't hit fizz damage over time multiplier for the craft. So yeah, don't do this unless you just feel like it, basically. Alternatively, you can get fizz damage over time, and there is a suffix with damage over time, which is probably just as good, if not better. So if you can find one of those, go for one of those, but they're very hard to come across. I haven't seen any, and that's why I just chose to do this option instead. And obviously, if you were to try and craft that, it would also be very difficult because you need the tier 1 fizz damage over time. So if you see one, grab one. If not, fill your boots. Just a 90 fizz damage over time weapon with fizz damage over time multiplier would be worth about 5 to 10 C at the moment, because this build isn't super popular, but it is very good. So if I was you, I'd grab one of those just to start with. So I think that about covers it for my items. My flasks don't really matter, just choose what you like. I need to get rid of this. I've had this since League start, and I always forget about my flasks because I just piano fingers. I don't really enjoy it. So yeah, moving on from the skill tree now, what I've gotten is... So the skill tree is going to relatively stay the same anyway from the league start. I've just updated this to have corrupted blood. These are about 40C. That's what I bought this one for. Okay, yeah, 20C 7 hours ago, 50. Yeah, so pretty cheap. This jewel over here, fizz damage over time multi, increased life and chaos res, which is quite nice. You don't have to get the chaos res if you don't want. You can get like increased bleeding damage would also be good. I got this for 1 exalt and just because I really need chaos res. I'm at 25% now. If you get this to 75, it is bloody ridiculous. You're pretty much unkillable. So this is my only real weakness. As you can see, 75, 75 block, 77, 76, 76, and this damage reduction without flash. I don't have my basalt flash ready, but 71, and this will probably push me up to pretty much capped. So yeah, jewel over here is a Watcher's Eye with 22% to damage over time multiplier while affected by malevolence. These are very expensive, so I wouldn't worry about these for now. I bought this one for 12 exalts, and they are currently 14, 16, 17. So don't worry about that until the absolute end game. I've taken this node, which is different from all the other leagues, because this has just been added. You path from Constitution for an extra 5 points. You know, because you'd usually get this anyway. So yeah, 5 points extra, and it gives you 10 physical damage over time multi, 20 life, and 20% increased fizz. And for the cluster jewels, I've updated these since the league start. So I'm using the Ironbreaker and Master of the Fundamentals. So Master of the Fundamentals is 10 all Ellie rares and 35 increased fizz, which is pretty perfect. Especially if you need all Ellie rares, that's why I picked it up. And Ironbreaker, overwhelm 10 fizz damage reduction and more fizz damage. These medium cluster jewels are remaining the same since my day 2 or 3, whenever I got these, I can't remember. So yeah, Flow of Life, Encircling, Oblivion, 25 damage over time, and 24 damage over time, and max life and regen. And this one is Vivid Hues and Flow of Life. You could obviously use Rend as well, which is cool, but quite expensive to get Rend. So Flow of Life and Vivid Hues here, and then I've just got this for the additional block chance, one with a shield, which gives you 5% and also recover 50 life when you block. 50% increased defenses from equipped shield. And just so you're aware, if it says 50% increased defenses, that does not increase your damage from Spectral Shield throw. It just applies more defense to your stats. So yeah, don't get baited into that if you don't know. And then I'm just rolling these reduced reflected fizz damage taken with Harvest, which can help, I guess, but is it worth it? Probably not. So yeah, this one up here, Fizz attack damage leeches mana, because this is my only form of leech at the moment. With Fizz damage over time and lightning res. If I could get one with increased max life, I would, but they're quite expensive. And yeah, that's pretty much as far as it goes for the tree. Yeah, it's pretty much always the same for max block. So pretty straightforward stuff. And then lastly, I'll do my gem links, which I do need to mess around with these a bit because you probably noticed I don't have a gem here, so I've got room for something here. I'm trying to figure out what to do at the moment because I've only just added these Culling Strike gloves in, and I do have a Culling Strike here on my golem somewhere. There he is. So yeah, gem links. So I'm using Malevolence and War Banner at the moment as my aura with Aspect of the Spider here. That's why I haven't put anything here yet. I might get Anomalous or Divergent, whichever one's better. Malevolence, which will probably be expensive. And then maybe get an Enhance to increase the quality on them. So Enduring Cry, Second Wind, Blood Rage, and Dash. No changes there. Increased AoE, life gain on hit, Pulverize, and Reckoning over here for my extra sustain during ultimatums. This is really good. Fortify here. Whirling Blades and faster attacks, and I've got Fortify because I was using Advancing Fortress, which gave us Fortify, but now it doesn't, so I dropped the Culling, which I wouldn't need anyway now because I'm on the gloves. And I put Fortify in, and I use Whirling Blades to quickly deal with maps, and they're also very good for the ultimatums because you Whirling Blades and you get Fortify, and obviously it doesn't have a cooldown like Dash does, so when you're Whirling Blades you just pretty much don't die. So yeah, that's that for that. So in here I've got Summon Stone Golem with Val Molten Shell, sorry, cast when damage taken, and Culling Strike support. Now I need to change these around. I'll probably drop the Stone Golem as well because he doesn't really help that much anymore. But I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. So in due time, I guess. And lastly, for the chest, Deadly Ailment support, Spectral Shield Pro 2123, Awaken Vicious Proj, which is, it was quite cheap. It was like 70C or something. They've probably gone up quite a bit now. Swift Affliction, Unbound Ailments, and Brutality. Now, I do want to upgrade all of these with Awakened versions, so that's probably next on my upgrade. But yeah, I'm sitting at 1.85 million bleed DPS. Pretty good defenses. I've currently killed everything except for the Feared. I've done Uberelder, I've done the Maven, I've done Cirrus. I haven't gone for Woke 9 because, let's face it, Woke 9 is a meme. Especially now that they've changed Woke 9. Sorry, now that they've changed the Awakening level to actually not give you any more Master missions, I believe. Yeah, it's gone. So it just makes it even worse than it already was. So I've ignored this and I've gone up for the Synthetic Source because this change gives a higher chance than it used to drop synthesized maps. And I've actually already had 2. I haven't had this for long and I've had 2 so far, so I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when I do the Feared, but that's the only thing I've currently got left. And I've only captured the Elder. So yeah, that pretty much covers it for this build as of, today. So yeah, I hope it helps. I'll put the path of building down in the description for you, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.